there is a fear that something will happen, that I will judge you. And what's your fantasy about what will happen if I judge you?
Well, I think that you make fun of me.
And what's so dangerous when I make fun of you?
I hate feeling embarrassed.
Okay, who has embarrassed you before and made fun of you?
Well, my father.
Your father. Okay.
Yeah.
You know rationally that I'm not your father.
Yeah.
But what happens is that you tend to react in the same way you reacted to your father.
My pattern, yeah.
What happens here? So something in the here and now, in the present, is activating a memory.
Yeah.
And that memory is connected to your father making fun of you.
Yeah.
And what age comes into mind when you start to remember your father making fun of you?
I think around 7. I want to say 3, but the first thing that comes to mind is 3 years old, but
okay,
I can't even remember that. So
okay, but your subconscious mind knows that something happened at 3.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your subconscious mind wouldn't give that information.
Okay.
And the fact that your subconscious mind is giving that information means that it trusts this situation enough to go for it.
Okay.
So if we go to this fear that I would make fun of you, how big is that fear on a scale from 0 to 10? And it's not rational.
7.
7. Okay, that's big enough to start with. So you know, a part of you knows that your father made fun of you at 3.
Mm.
And if you start thinking about that or letting the memory in,
Yeah.
what comes up?
Comes up. I was in the bed for children with the protection. I don't know how it's called. And
with these.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it's just a sensation because my father wasn't even there, I think, because when I was 3 they were divorced. So I don't know, but I had this feeling of something in the room when it was dark, and something in the room was gives me this feeling, and I see from an outer perspective, not from my own eyes.
So you're not the perspective from where you see it is not the eyes of the children.
No.
So you have an image of a ball.
Yeah.
And the bed. And if you let that image work for a moment, you don't need to stay in it, but just if you go there, how high is the level of the stress on a scale from 0 to 10?
It's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay, I retrieve all my energy. Bound up in this ball and that bed.
Bound up in this ball and that bed.
And take it to the right place in myself.
And
let that process. I remove all non-me energy. Related to this image of the ball and the bed. from all of my cells,
from all of my cells,
all of my bodies in my personal space,
all of my bodies in my personal space,
and send it where it truly belongs.
and send it where it truly belongs.
Okay, I retrieve all my energy.
I retrieve all my energy,
bound up in all my frozen reactions,
bound up in all my frozen reactions,
to that ball and the situation with the bed,
to that ball and the situation with the bed,
and take it to the right place in myself,
and take it to the right place in myself,
in the here and now as an adult man.
in the here and now as an adult man.
Okay, what happens to the situation with the ball and the bed? What comes up?
Comes up, I kind of see myself again as a little kid. And it doesn't even feel like, I mean, I'm not in first person. I just see a kid that I don't know, I just feel that it needs to be protected.
Can you say that again?
I just see now a kid that I feel needs to be protected.
Okay, you see a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, I retrieve all my energy.
I retrieve all my energy.
Bound up in the image of the child.
Bound up in the image of the child.
That needs to be protected.
That needs to be protected.
And everything that child represents.
And everything that child represents.
And take it to the right place in myself.
And take it to the right place in myself.
In the here and now as an adult man.
In the here and now as an adult man.
If you think about the child now and yourself as a child, what's different? What's going on? What's happening?
I feel like that child is okay now. There's still something bugging me about this whole sensation, you can say visualization, whatever it is. But it's more of a general feeling. It's not really about the child.
So what's the general feeling and what happens to your body when it comes to the general feeling? Yeah. And you feel as if something missing. You feel it in the heart area.
Yeah, I feel emptiness. Yeah.
Emptiness. Okay. If you go back in time and you try to find out the first time this happens, what kind of answer do you get? Which year did this happen for the first time? This
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you go back to earlier than 1 to 6 months, is it then still there? Yes or no?
I don't really know.
Just you don't need to know, but your body will know.
Okay.
So I asked the question: Is it there? Is it there at 6 months?
Yeah.
5? Yes or no?
No.
So there's something at 6 months. So what is it at 6 months? What comes up when I ask you that question? What happens at 6 months?
Well, I feel like I was in the bed with my father, and I don't know. I think it's a good sensation that I'm missing, I guess.
You miss a good sensation.
Yeah. I feel like uh, that was the last moment when I was happy. Yeah. I was laying with my father, I guess, cuddling, and then what I can feel is separation after that.
Okay. So there is this moment of intimacy with your father, and then it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and I feel that my mother was part of it. Like, yeah.
So she was also in that situation?
Yeah, she was like, I don't know if it's the same memory, but what it comes to mind is that she was, how do you say it, grounding me. And I know this is not a memory of 6 months old, so maybe I'm just confusing. I was a bit older, but that's the connection that I have.
And go to a situation in the, let's say, which is the best of your life. So a situation in which you're one with nature, one with people, in which something special happens.
Yeah. Okay.
What comes up when I say that?
Yeah, it's when I got back with my girlfriend after we split up a few years ago, and yeah.
Okay. And I'm giving you a few other sentences. So there's something that makes you sad, and it's a loss of this connection with your father and your mother. And there's another situation in which you're close to your girlfriend.
Yep.
And I'm giving a sentence. So focus on this situation with your girlfriend. And that's the following sentence. I am essence.
I am essence.
And I share all my energy.
And I share all my energy.
Information. Consciousness and intention.
Consciousness and intention.
Which are available. For me in this state.
From me in this state.
And I share it with all forms of myself in this life.
And I share it with all forms of myself in this life.
And let that process. And I'm giving you a second sentence. I am essence in the form of Andrea.
I am essence in the form of Andrea.
And all my systems. Receive this energy. This information.
This
intention. And this awareness. Accept them. And move them where they belong. In my life as an adult person. In the service of my mission. Now you go back to this moment with your father and your mother.
Yeah.
What's different?
Now I guess I can feel more the connection. I mean the joy of the moment on my right side of the body. I can feel it. It's just a good sensation. But on the left side, also maybe because I have a headache on this side, I feel very bad, tensed up. So, but not only in my head, it comes from all the left side of my body. Yeah.
And what's on the left side of your body? What comes up?
My mother.
Your mother.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is it you perceive of your mother?
What I perceive her weakness.
You perceive a weakness and
fear.
What is it that you interpret as weakness and fear? And what's the perception that leads to this interpretation of weakness?
I feel darkness and the fear of darkness.
No, I'm not interested in her emotions.
Okay.
I'm not interested in your emotions because this is meta question B.
Okay.
So what's your perception?
My perception.
Do you see your mother? Do you hear your mother? Are you in touch with your mother?
Yeah, I feel like I am just a little bit behind my mother, almost impersonating my mother, almost inside her body, her vision.
Is she taking the space of your body?
Sorry?
Is she taking the space of your body? Is her body and your body in the same space?
Yeah.
So you're sharing a part of the energy field of your mother?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I retrieve all my energy.
I retrieve all my energy.
Bound up in this representation of my mother sharing my space.
Bound up in this representation of my mother sharing my space.
And take it to the right place in myself.
And take it to the right place in myself.
I remove all energy of my mother.
I remove all energy of my mother.
Who is sharing my space on the left side.
Who's sharing my space on the left side.
From all of my cells.
From all of my cells.
All of my bodies and my personal space.
All of my bodies and my personal space.
And send it to the right place in herself.
And send it to the right place in herself.
I retrieve all of my energy.
I retrieve all of my energy.
Bound up in all my reactions.
Bound up in all my reactions.
To this representation of my mother sharing my space.
To this representation of my mother sharing my space.
And take it to the right place in myself.
And take it to the right place in myself.
In the here and now as an adult man.
In the here and now as an adult man.
Okay, what happens on the left side of your body?
I still feel a bit of headache here, but moving from below, it started feeling better from below to up.
Okay, drink some water. If you think about me judging you, that was a 7 on the beginning of at the beginning of the session. How much is that now?
2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay, is that enough for today?
Thank you.